So the Los Angeles Kings have a big decision to make at the second overall pick. We're going to be taking a look at what Rob Blake and Luc Robitaille may have in store and who they could be looking at number 2 for this year's draft. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. And let's look at the debate between Quinton Byfield and Tim Stutzle. So until we find out who wins in the play-in round series, who wins the first overall pick for Alexis Lafreniere, they will obviously be the winners of the draft lottery. But as of right now, the winners of the draft lottery, no, it's not the Ottawa Senators, no, it's not the Detroit Red Wings, it's the Los Angeles Kings, who moved up 2 spots from number 4 to number 2. So we're going to be taking a look at the Los Angeles Kings, who they can draft at number 2 and who is projected to go at that spot. So there's been a lot of debate because now, from now till the draft, it's going to be the Quinton Byfield versus Tim Stutzle debate. And we're going to be taking a look at the two players head-to-head and who would be a better fit for the Los Angeles Kings. So let's get right into it. So looking at the German Tim Stutzle first. So he's listed as a left-wing center. On most sites, he's listed as a center, but on the NHL Scouting Central, they have him listed as a left-winger. He's 18 years old. He's a shave under 6 feet at 5'11". Some have had him at 6 feet. Maybe just stand on your tippy toes. Maybe he gets to 6 feet, or maybe if he just, I don't know what. Maybe he wears shoes that day and he's 6 feet, so it looks a little bit better for the scouts. Some have had him at 6'2", so unless he's gone on a really crazy growth spurt the past couple months, which, very likely he could have. But Tim Stutzle, let's go with 6 feet. Let's say he's 6 feet, right? 187 pounds. He played with the DEL Mannheim Eagles last season. He played in 41 games with Mannheim last season. He had 7 goals, 27 assists for 34 points in the DEL with the Eagles last season. Now, like I mentioned, most sites have him listed as a center, but the NHL has him as a left winger, so he's left shot on the wing. So that may have something to do with, that may be a little bit more valuable to a team like the Los Angeles Kings, who they can have him at center, or if they're not comfortable with that, they can move him to the wing. So he's a versatile player in terms of where he could play for the Los Angeles Kings. Stutzle is really the big scouting that they had on him. Stutzle runs the team's power play and is an assassin-like threat every time he has the puck. That sounds pretty good to me, LA Kings fans. That's exactly what they need. Stutzle's German head coach also had some comments to say on him. He's a very good character guy. He knows what's important. It doesn't affect him. So obviously he has a good character. He has a good head on his shoulders. And the mind game may play into this. He seems like a guy that's got his head, he's got himself together. He's ready to go. And like I mentioned, assassin-like player every time he has the puck. The LA Kings, Luc Robitaille, and Rob Blake have to be drooling at the thought of having a guy like Tim Stutzle. So now we move on to the Canadian boy, Quinton Byfield, listed as a center. He is 17 years old. He's one of the youngest players in the 2020 NHL entry draft class. He's listed at 6'4", 214 pounds. He must have had a lot of milk growing up. But all kidding aside, a very solid player here based off of that for Quinton Byfield. Last season, he played in the OHL with the Sudbury Wolves back a couple of years ago. He was the first overall pick in the OHL for the Sudbury Wolves. The past 2 seasons with the Wolves, in 109 games played, he's had 61 goals, 82 assists, 143 points in 2 seasons in the OHL with the Sudbury Wolves. So pretty solid numbers there for Quinton Byfield, and specifically this season he put up 84 points in I believe 40 or 50 games, so well above a point per game this season for Quinton Byfield. So he's listed as a center. He's one of the younger prospects available in this year's draft class. He is available for the draft. Quinton Byfield has a lot of strength, and that's complemented with his he is a pretty fast player considering his size. He has good foot speed. His skill and ability at processing the game, slowing it down in real time. So those are all the things that they really look at here in Quinton Byfield. And like they said, some people may say, well, he's a bigger guy. He's maybe he's a little bit not the most fleet of foot. No, that's not the case here for Quinton Byfield. And some other things they were talking about with Quinton Byfield is his progression in his time in the OHL. He's only scratched the surface at this point. So if he continues to develop the way he's gone, the improvements he's had since he's come to the OHL, if at this rate, his progression into the NHL could be quite dramatic. And he has the potential to be a superstar center at the NHL level. Not to mention, he is already 6'4", 214 pounds, so he's not going to have too many issues in terms of his size. At only 17 years old, too, he's even younger, so the amount of growth he still has till he turns 20, he has another year leg up on a guy like Tim Stutzle. His NHL-ready build, that may be too much for the Los Angeles Kings to pass up at number 2. And for most of the season, it was Quinton Byfield at number 2. Tim Stutzle was talked about at some points as being number 1 or number 2. But I think it solidified itself at this point through the quarantine that Quinton Byfield seems like the pretty solid option at number 2 here for the Los Angeles Kings. But Tim Stutzle still made a name for himself this season. And if the Los Angeles Kings were to select Tim Stutzle with that second overall pick, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest either. But the fact, like I mentioned, the Los Angeles Kings want bodies to play next season. Quinton Byfield looks prepared for the NHL next season. He's already got the frame. His ability to grow over the next 3 years till he turns 20 could be significant, and it just may be too much for the Los Angeles Kings, Luc Robitaille, and Rob Blake to pass up on. So leave in the comment section down below, LA Kings fans or NHL fans out there, who would you pick with that second overall pick? And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.